What's up, everybody? I'm super excited to share something with you guys that has been working awesome for me. Um, this is sort of the holy grail on how you get people to show up to your party, whether it's an online RRP or an online Facebook Live party. So, for one, typically our rule of thumb is to invite about 4 times the amount of people that you want to show up. You can still do that, but I'm going to teach you how to apply some strategy that works really well, and you won't have to invite 60 people. You will, however, need to use a little strategy, and you'll also need to take a little time to do it. So my last party that I did 2 days ago, every party I just keep perfecting my verbiage, and I kind of hit one of those points where I'm like, uh-oh, this is working really well. I think I may have mastered this. So I reached out to Wendy and we were talking about it, and I was like, I'm telling you, I was exhausted with doing parties and I got lazy and I only invited, I think it was 18 people to this party. And I've added people to this group since then because I wanted them to kind of see what I did. But basically, it all came down to the reach out, the initial conversation, the invite, and then the follow up right before the party. So hang with me for a second and check out this screen. So here's what they initially, I don't have both parts of the conversation, okay? So initially, here's how the conversation goes. So I send a text. I had a list of 80 people, and I only went through 18. I'm not telling you to do this, but I am saying it's a lot easier to invite 20 people than it is 80, but you are not using the Hit 'em Up app. You are not using some kind of easy something that works in 5 seconds. You're actually taking a little bit of time, but guess what? Time is our friend right now, so it's worth it. Plus, if you invite 20 people to a party, think about how many people you know. You can do parties every day for a month easy without inviting the same people every time. So just hang with me for a second and see what I have to say and see what you think. So here's the first message I sent. Hey girl, how are you doing during this crazy quarantine time? How's Bailey? How are you guys going stir crazy? So this is my first message, kind of like if Wendy wasn't in the business. This is what I'm sending her. So she's going to respond. The response isn't on here. Obviously, people usually will respond and reciprocate. And they'll say, oh, we're going crazy or whatever. What about you guys? Well, then I respond. So then we go back and forth in that very easy exchange. I might even tell them something that I did with the kids that makes sense for them to try, that they really liked, or an old movie we just watched. Just be a person. You're taking a whole maybe couple minutes with each person to get all these invites out. Well, then here's my next thing that I say. I move away from our initial exchange and say, what are you doing tonight around 8? Are you free by chance? Ha ha ha. Because the obvious is people are free. I have a favor to ask. So then they respond, typically 99% of the time, I can help. What do you need? And here's my response. I'm having an awesome anti-aging wellness event on Facebook with lots of great info and giveaways and would love your support. By support, I don't mean open your wallet, but just show up during the event and ask 3 to 4 questions. This will basically train my audience that it's good to ask questions. Would you mind to be that person tonight? I have yet to have anyone say no. I have even had people say, I'm supposed to get on a family Zoom at that time, or I might be cleaning up dinner at that time, and they go out of their way. People like to support you and help you, especially when you go ahead and say that doesn't mean open your wallet. Now, if you're thinking, well, I just told them not to buy anything, I'm still getting sales on every party, so no worries there. And they, like Wendy said, we were talking today, they end up talking themselves into wanting something by getting in the conversations, asking the questions, forcing them to think about things. So these are your first 3 questions. So I would screenshot that, maybe pause the video, screenshot that, and keep it on hand. Obviously, you can customize this. Some of these things, you can copy and paste and send to 3 or 4 people at once. What you don't want to do is send the same message to 20 different people because you can't customize it. You can't get some kind of a relationship, some kind of a conversation going, and that's what the key is. That's also keeping me from having to invite 60 people per party because I'm just being a person with this one person, times 20 people or whatever. So, okay, so this all happens. So let's just say they reply back, yes, I'll do that. What's the name of the group, whatever. So I put them in the group. I say, you're in the group. I will send you a reminder text a few minutes before we get started tonight. Okay, great. So here's my reminder text. Here we go. Reminder, hey, I'm starting my event in just a minute. Here's the link below that will take you directly to the group. As soon as I'm done with my Facebook Live, just remember to hit refresh after you read each post. 15 posts with info will automatically populate from 8:01 to 8:17. Thanks for helping me with asking 3 or 4 questions in the comments. You are the best. So I reminded them to refresh. I reminded them to ask the questions. I gave them a quick little informative whatever to tell them what's going to happen so they understand what they're getting put in. And then here's the link. So the link, when I click on this, takes me directly to that page, which is fantastic. So here we are in the group. You can kind of see this is from the other day. This is my video at the beginning. This is all of my posts, the comments. Be funny. I want a hot body, but I also want tacos. Okay, so here's the deal. So you're probably also thinking, how the heck did she get the link to the group? Because that's another big issue. So you want to always think about all of the issues that can happen. Any foreseeable, ways that they can sort of go down a bad rabbit hole or get off course with all of this. So whenever you send them the reminder text at night, here's the reminder text. Here's the link that takes you to the group. How did you get this link? That's probably your next question. If you already know this, awesome. If not, it can't be done from your computer screen. It might be able to. I don't know how to do that. But when you go to your phone and you add people to your group or to the group in which you're doing your parties, when you go to add right here, invite member, you can also copy the link to the group. So then you set aside that link in your notes for, like I did a party at 8 o'clock 2 nights ago. At 7:57, I went to the Hit 'em Up app. I had a pre-populated message with, where is it? All of this and all of this. And I had all of my people that I invited. It was 18 people already clicked on and ready to go. So you can do all that early, and so it's ready. So then you just click on the app and it's just sitting there waiting to send. And then I sent that to them. So they all got this at 3 minutes before the hour. So again, I reminded them what was going to happen and what I needed them to do.